Warning, this content is for entertainment and educational purposes only. All right, next one up is from William P. We got another, man, this is the PED episode. William asks, "Hi, Paul. I've been in a bulking phase since August, so we're about 12 weeks into this bulking phase, it looks like. My cycle is 750 milligrams of test, 600 milligrams of primo, 200 milligrams of Deca, and 6 units of GH. I'll hit 16 weeks towards the end of the month. I'm prepping for my first show in April of 2026. Should I cruise at 200 to 400 milligrams of test for 4 to 6 weeks before starting my prep? Or can I continue my current cycle right into prep, assuming it makes the most sense to stop and start a cruise at the end of November, get blood work done? Last blood work was 2 months ago, and then I began prep. What would you recommend? I feel great, by the way." Well, uh, the sensible approach would be to take a cruise, let your health get back down to baseline. I don't know that 4 weeks is really a long enough cruise to really have any benefit. I think it needs to be longer for you to really get much benefit from it as far as letting your health get back to baseline. Probably more like 8 to 12 weeks would make more sense. But what I will tell you, there have been people, and I'm not recommending that you do this, that have been known to do the long off season straight into prep. I would go. So my recommendation, and I'm not a doctor, but if it were me, what I would do is I would go get a full health assessment. Any imaging that you're overdue for, any blood work that you need to do, go get your blood work done. Make an assessment of where you're at. Discuss it with your coach. If you want to get blood work done, I have a link to Alta Labs in my video description below. You can grab whatever blood panels you need. I would make sure that your blood work is in order and then make an assessment on what you would do. At a bare minimum, maybe lower doses. You don't have to go into a full-blown cruise. You could do a bodybuilding cruise just so you're fresh for prep. Gas pedal's going to be mashed down on prep. If you're redline going into prep, I've generally found that the results aren't great on prep. It really depends on where your blood work is at, where your health is at. If you go into prep redlined already and you're going to be mashing the gas pedal down even more towards the end of prep, you're just going to make things worse and compound problems and probably get on stage and look like shit. So the sensible answer would be to take a 8 to 12 week cruise before going into prep. The bodybuilder, I don't give a fuck approach is a little bit different. I would make an assessment based off of blood work. Discuss it with your coach. Discuss it with your medical professional. Make an informed decision. If you're healthy, I had a situation a couple years ago where I had a very short off season, and I went straight into contest prep. After my off season, there just wasn't enough time to cruise. Now, I wasn't pressing doses very high. I think I was running something like 500 tests and 300 or whatever my anabolic was. And then I went into my off season. But that is also an alternative where you could just pull down to what can be considered a bodybuilding cruise, like something like I'm doing right now: 300 tests, 150 primo, just enough to keep your hormones in line, not lose any tissue, wash off some fatigue and stress, give your body a break, and then slide into your prep. But ultimately, let your health, your blood work, dictate what your approach is. Discuss it with your coach, discuss it with your medical professional, and then make an assessment then that makes sense for you.